Steve Jobs, a name synonymous with innovation, technology, and revolution. His journey was not just one of creating a company or building a brand. It was about changing the world. From his humble beginnings in California to becoming one of the most influential entrepreneurs in history, his life was marked by intense passion, relentless drive, and an unyielding belief in the power of creativity. Born on February 24th, 1955, in San Francisco, California, Stephen Paul Jobs was adopted shortly after birth by Clara and Paul Jobs. Raised in Cupertino, California, a city that would later become the heart of Silicon Valley, Steve's early years were marked by curiosity and a natural affinity for electronics. His father, a machinist, taught him how to work with his hands, sparking a love for creating and tinkering. In high school, Steve met Steve Wozniak, a fellow tech enthusiast, at a local summer job. The two would go on to forge one of the most important partnerships in technology history. After a brief stint at Reed College in Oregon, Jobs dropped out to pursue his true passion, technology. In 1976, at just 21 years old, Jobs and Wozniak co-founded Apple Computer in Jobs' parents' garage. With a modest investment and a shared vision, the two engineers launched the Apple I, a single-board computer that would lay the foundation for something far greater. The Apple II followed shortly, and its success helped propel Apple into the spotlight, changing the personal computing landscape forever. By 1980, Apple went public, and Jobs, the charismatic visionary, became an icon. However, Jobs' journey was not without its challenges. In 1985, after a power struggle with Apple's board of directors, Steve was ousted from the company he had helped create. Though devastated, he didn't give up. Instead, he founded Next, a computer company focused on high-end workstations. Simultaneously, Jobs acquired a small animation company named Pixar, which would later become a major player in the entertainment industry. Jobs' time at Next wasn't as commercially successful as his work with Apple, but it led to significant innovations that would later inform Apple's resurgence. Meanwhile, Pixar, under his leadership, became a creative powerhouse, producing iconic films like Toy Story and Finding Nemo, before eventually being acquired by Disney in 2006. Jobs became Disney's largest individual shareholder. In 1997, Apple was on the brink of collapse. Its market share was dwindling, and its products were becoming obsolete. In a dramatic twist of fate, Apple acquired Next, and Steve Jobs returned to the company he had once founded. With Jobs at the helm once again, Apple began to thrive. The company launched the iMac, a colorful and revolutionary computer that captured the public's imagination. But this was just the beginning. Jobs' vision extended far beyond the desktop. In the early 2000s, Jobs led Apple through a period of extraordinary innovation. The iPod, introduced in 2001, transformed the way we listen to music. The iTunes Store, launched in 2003, revolutionized the music industry. Jobs saw these products as a way to merge technology with art, making them more than just tools, but integral parts of people's lives. In 2007, the world saw the birth of the iPhone, a device that would redefine communication, computing, and entertainment. With its intuitive touchscreen and sleek design, the iPhone wasn't just a phone, it was a new category of technology. The App Store followed in 2008, and the way people interacted with technology changed forever. Steve Jobs was more than just an entrepreneur. He was a visionary. His unrelenting pursuit of excellence, his obsession with design, and his ability to push people beyond their limits resulted in products that didn't just solve problems. They created new ways to live, work, and play. But Jobs' personal life was often just as intense as his professional one, known for his demanding and sometimes difficult personality. Jobs pushed those around him to their limits, yet his vision and unwavering belief in his ideas drew admiration and respect from his colleagues and competitors alike. In 2004, Jobs was diagnosed with a rare form of pancreatic cancer. Despite undergoing treatments, including a liver transplant in 2009, his health began to decline. Still, he continued to work, guiding Apple through its most successful years and ensuring that his vision for the company was realized. On October 5th, 2011, Steve Jobs passed away at the age of 56. His death marked the end of an era, but his impact on the world and the tech industry would live on forever. In the years following his death, Apple continued to innovate, bringing products like the iPad, Apple Watch, and AirPods to market. The company he built became the most valuable company in the world. But it wasn't just the products that remained. Steve Jobs' philosophy of design, simplicity, and user-centered thinking continued to guide Apple's success. Steve Jobs' story was one of extraordinary ambition, creativity, and resilience. He was a man who didn't just see the future, he built it. And in doing so, he changed the world in ways no one else could have. The legacy of Steve Jobs is not only in the devices he helped create, but in the idea that anything is possible with the right vision and passion. He didn't just innovate products, he redefined what it meant to be truly creative.